I'm Kimberly Foster, the founder and editor-in-chief of For Harriet, and I am so happy today to be sitting here with Issa Rae, actress, writer, producer extraordinaire. Hey!
Hi, girl! How you doing? Thank you for having me.
So good, so happy to be able to talk to you. Okay, so I know that you are starting something new and exciting, and I just wanted to see where your head's at right now. In my mind, Awkward Black Girl is like the quintessential internet success story, right? Mm-hmm. So like, it started, it hit, it blew up. And there are a lot of perks to being independent, doing your own thing, setting your own agenda. But I'm interested in why you wanted to move to television.
Television is still very, very broad. You know, it still reaches the masses. There's still something about television impacting the culture. Like having grown up in the 90s and having been influenced by great storytellers of color, women of color on the television screen. There's just something that's full circle to me about being on television because it still represents a lot, you know. And yeah, I want to affect the culture, and I want that stamp of validity in a sense because the internet I will always produce content for the internet, but there's just the little girl in me that wants to make that mark on television too.
So with Awkward Black Girl, I feel like you had your hand in every part of the process. So how are the stresses of working in TV? Now you're going to bring Insecure to HBO.
Yes.
So how are the stresses of working for HBO different than working for yourself independently?
I guess it's just more of an involved process. Like, you know, there are other voices. I think with them though, it's been like extremely positive just because like every draft that I've done with them has, like, I feel better about it. And
you haven't gotten any crazy notes?
Not from them, no.
Wow.
Like, in that, you know, it's a relief. And I always maintain that HBO is the closest you can get to the internet. Like, that has been my, like, I've always said that if I did go to television, I wanted to be on HBO.
Right.
Because network television, while I, you know, like some shows here and there, it's still very stilted in what it can and can't do. And that doesn't really appeal to me, whereas HBO has always been pretty much, you know, taking risks and really changing television for the better. And I, you know, I'm kind of blessed to be a part of that.
Right. And you're working with Larry Wilmore.
I am. Larry we wrote the pilot together, and then, you know, HBO, the only downside is time. They take their time, and that's the difference between working by myself. You know, I'm like super impatient, so I'm gonna put something out. And so in that time that it took, you know, Larry got his offer to do the nightly show, and so he went and did that, and you know, he's been checking back in to give his feedback here and there. But yeah, working with him was a dream and a blessing too.
So working in television, right? Like you mentioned, the time span is elongated, right? So I talked to Francesca Ramsey last week, and she is producing a web series for MTV, and she was saying just how long it takes to get the web series up and running. So do you find that elongated time schedule frustrating at all?
Of course, but only because I'm impulsive.
Right.
But
I feel like a lot of people who create content for the internet are
we're
very
spoiled.
much, yeah,
we're spoiled.
Yeah.
We literally just create something on our own time and push a button to like release it to the world.
Totally.
So I totally get where Francesca's coming from, and I love her series. Like, I think they're working on season 2. So.
Decoded is dope.
But yes, like, yeah, internet, we've come to be spoiled, but good things take time.
Absolutely, absolutely. And we know that HBO produces quality.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So that's something to look forward to. So earlier this year, you achieved like a Black Girl milestone. Like you were on the cover of Essence, right? Like Call Your Mama in, like yes. What did it mean to you to be on the cover of Essence?
Everything. Like, especially the company that I was with, you know?
Yeah.
And I thought it was an accident at first. I'm not gonna lie, but like, oh, they contacted. They went Issa Rae. But it was just great to be among women that I just deeply admire, that I aspire to.
Yeah,
Ava, Debbie, Shonda, Mara. Like, it was just I mean, it was everything to me. And then we still kept in touch. We do like dinners, and they're mentors to me. They were instrumental in like my creative process and like a major stepping stone for HBO, when a major decision, like, and hearing these women and their stories and just being able to sit at the table with them just means everything to me.
Yeah. So when you're creating these stories, do you feel a particular responsibility to Black women or to portray Black women in a particular way?
Responsibility is a strong word. I just have an opinion. I love Black women. Like, I just love them at the end of the day, so it's just something that comes natural to me. I don't wake up in the morning with like a purpose, like I'm gonna change Black women's lives, but it's just something that, you know, or the narrative of Black women, but it's just something that I would do naturally because that's my sisterhood, that's my, you know, those are my people, and I feel like a desire to change, just because there are not that many great, we still have a long way to go. I think we're coming along. I think that there are great, some great examples, but we still have a very long way to go. We still don't get the credit that we're due. People just feel too comfortable taking from us, and I think that needs to change. So I feel a responsibility to reclaim our credit.
Totally.
But
take it back.
It's kind of ridiculous that we've been influencing the culture for ever now, the American culture, and we just are constantly pushed to the side, like we don't matter, in terms of beauty, in terms of just every facet. You can name a facet and we've influenced it, and yet in the history books you will not see that.
Do you feel like this moment right now, I feel like we're in like the age of the Black girl. I feel like with Serena Williams and like with Beyonce, Rihanna, I feel like Black women are re-emerging, in the mainstream at least, right? I think that we're really kind of being recognized. Do you feel?
I feel like with Serena, yes.
Okay.
That's, and even they try her. They constantly try her.
Yeah.
They constantly try her. With Rihanna and Beyonce, I feel like mainstream tries to take the Black out of them. Okay. And that's problematic. I feel like, of course, they claim themselves as Black, but when they're celebrated, Blackness is often removed, and that's kind of frustrating. Because again, they're not being, like, their greatness isn't being attributed to Blackness. And that's frustrating. But I am very optimistic that there is, like, because of women like Shonda and Ava and Mara, like, and the women who represent them on screen, there is hope. And as long as there are people behind the scenes that keep on telling those stories and those authentic stories, then I'm hopeful that things will change.
So now that we see that Black women's stories are profitable, that they can be popular, do you think that we are shifting into like a wider embrace of Black women's stories?
Did you say wider, like wide or whiter?
Wide. Well, both. let's go with both.
Are we shifting into a wide? I mean, yes.
Okay.
No, it still goes back to it. Like, it doesn't matter to me if like there's a wider embrace of Black women if they're just gonna appropriate it and take it away. Like, I don't want it to happen if that's the case, because like, who wants to be stolen from? It's always, I do feel like we're shifting that way, but I don't know a time where we haven't. You know? Is it a good time to be a Black woman filmmaker, content creator? I do think so. And I think that the community is more supportive than ever, like within. Like, Black people are majorly supporting and yearning for Black female filmmakers, Black filmmakers in general, and I think that we're stepping up to the plate. And so the shift is bound to happen behind the scenes. I'm really excited because I feel like there's kind of like, you know, a revolution happening.
Absolutely. Yeah. So I have read interviews with you and watched talks with you, and you talk about how influential the 90s were. Right? Like Fresh Prince and Cosby.
Living Single.
Right. The golden age of Black TV. So right now we have Empire. And we're coming off of Straight Outta Compton, breaking records. We're coming off of The Perfect Guy being number one. War Room being incredibly successful. Is this a new renaissance? Is this a new golden age?
I think so. I think we're gonna look back on this time, especially this next television season. These next 2 television seasons, I think, are gonna be super telling, just in terms of how far we've come and where we're going. Within the next 5 years will be really, really telling, like, in terms of whether or not this is a trend. But I do think that this is a renaissance that will be referenced for years to come, no matter what happens.
Do you feel more optimistic now for the young women who want to create content coming up under you?
I do think that there are more examples now. Like, again, like 5 years ago, I would have said, no, I don't know who they're even looking towards, or like who they have to aspire to. But now I really do think that there's hope. For the younger girls, though, I don't know, because I don't feel like my content is role model content just yet, because it's still curse word laden, and I still say the N-word a lot. But
let go of those respectability politics. We don't need those.
For younger girls, like, my mom wouldn't let me watch me now. So I feel like that's that I want to change for that. You know, I want to provide content for those girls, for younger girls. But yeah, someone's going to. I know that they're, like, the other content creators that I follow, that I deeply admire. I know that their time is now.
Right. Well, thank you so much for taking some time to talk to us, Issa.
Thank you.
Congratulations on Insecure. Can't wait to watch it.
Thank you very much, and thank you for, constantly supporting. I can't thank you.
Yeah. So when can we expect Insecure?
Girl, we just finished the pilot Friday. HBO still has to approve it. We are editing right now, and so once they approve it, then timeline, girl.
Okay, we don't know. Okay.
But press them and tell them that you want to see it, please.
All right. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.